Why do some people live to 90 and others don't? It's all in the heart. They were neighbors for over 30 years. Their mailboxes stood just steps apart. They both planted roses in the spring and waved to the same postman. And yet their stories ended, and continued, in very different ways. Mr. Thomas was a quiet man, a retired schoolteacher. He lived alone after his wife passed. He loved crosswords, morning tea, and watching the sunrise from his living room window. Children in the neighborhood would often see him smiling from his porch, nodding hello with warm eyes. He didn't speak much, but when he did, his voice carried a softness, like someone who still believed in the goodness of people. Then, one crisp October morning, his chair sat empty. No sunrise tea, no wave to the mailman. He had passed away overnight without warning. A silent heart attack at the age of 72. Gone, just like that. And the street felt quieter than ever. Just 3 houses down lived Mrs. Ellen. She had always been the lively one, aprons dusted with flour, wind chimes dancing in her yard. At 91, she still took her morning walk, slowly but surely, gripping her cane in one hand and her tiny poodle's leash in the other. She greeted everyone by name. Her laughter bubbled up often, unbothered, unburdened, full of life. At neighborhood gatherings, people would ask her, "What's your secret, Ellen?" And she'd grin, patting her chest gently. "It's all in here," she'd say. "This little heart of mine still works hard for me, so I work hard for it." Same neighborhood, same air, same access to HealthCare, groceries, sunlight, and time. So what made the difference between 72 and 91? It's easy to say genetics. It's tempting to say luck. But the truth is both simpler and deeper. It's the heart. Not just the physical one that pumps blood, but the one that beats with rhythm, purpose, and care. Our heart is with us from the first cry to the final breath. It witnesses every emotion, joy, sorrow, loss, love, and it carries it all, day in, day out, without asking for thanks. And yet, we often forget about it. We take it for granted until something goes wrong. But what if we didn't wait for the warning signs? What if we started paying attention, today, not just to how long we live, but to how well our heart is carrying us through this life? Because the difference between Mr. Thomas and Mrs. Ellen wasn't just in fate. It was in how they lived, how they moved, how they treated their hearts, every single day. This is a story not just about aging. It's about how we age, why we thrive, and what we can do, starting now, to give our hearts the love they've always given us. You don't see it. You don't hear it. But every second of your life, your heart works, tirelessly, faithfully, to keep you alive. It beats over 100,000 times a day, sending blood, oxygen, and life to every corner of your body. And yet, most of us don't think about it until something goes wrong. Think of your heart like the clock of your life. With every beat, it ticks forward. When that rhythm is steady and strong, you thrive, with energy, clarity, and calm. But when the heart is burdened, neglected, or strained, that clock begins to slow, sometimes silently, until it suddenly stops. The truth is, your heart doesn't just pump blood, it powers everything. Your brain? It can't think clearly without a strong heart feeding it oxygen. Your muscles? They can't move without the energy the heart delivers. Even your mood and memory are tied to how well your heart performs. A weak heart doesn't just mean disease, it means fatigue, foggy thoughts, shortness of breath, and a fading spark for life. But a strong heart? That's freedom. It's the energy to play with your grandkids. It's the peace of waking up feeling rested. It's the joy of walking without fear. And the most powerful part? Unlike your age or your past, your heart can improve, starting now. Even in your 60s, 70s, or 80s, Small changes can help your heart beat with more strength, more resilience, and more time. Because at the end of the day, it's not just about living long, it's about living well. And your heart is where that story begins. The silent killers, what damages the heart over time. Most people think heart problems come with loud warnings, sharp chest pain, collapsing, sirens. But in reality, what damages the heart often arrives quietly, almost invisibly. It starts in the everyday choices we overlook. A little too much salt here, a few missed walks there. Stress we carry in silence. Loneliness we pretend isn't heavy. Slowly, quietly, the heart begins to wear down. These are the silent killers. High blood pressure. It doesn't hurt, but it makes your heart work harder, thicker, slower, until one day it gives out. High cholesterol. It builds up over years, narrowing your arteries like a clogged pipe until your heart can barely breathe. Stress. Chronic stress bathes your heart in cortisol, weakening its rhythm and wearing down your emotional strength. Poor sleep. Without rest, your heart can't repair itself. Every night you toss and turn, your heart ages faster. A sedentary life. The less you move, the less your heart is challenged, and without challenge, it weakens. And perhaps the quietest killer of all, disconnection. When we feel alone, unloved, or forgotten, our heart doesn't just break emotionally, it suffers physically. Studies have shown that loneliness increases the risk of heart disease just as much as smoking or obesity. It's not one bad day that breaks the heart. It's the small, repeated choices, the habits we don't question, the emotions we don't speak. But here's the good news. Just as these forces damage the heart slowly, healing can also begin slowly, one gentle, intentional step at a time. And those steps start with awareness. The living proof, habits of people who reach 90 plus. If you want to know the secret to a long life, don't just ask a doctor. Ask someone who's lived it. People who live well into their 90s often aren't bodybuilders or superhumans. They're ordinary people with extraordinary consistency in small, heart-loving habits. Take Grandma Rose, for example. At 94, she still hums while hanging laundry. She wakes up with the sun, drinks warm lemon water, and walks slowly through her garden every evening. When asked about her secret, she smiled and said, "I move, I laugh, I forgive. That's enough for my heart." Or Mr. Kenji, a 91-year-old in rural Japan who bikes to the local market every morning. He eats seaweed soup, chats with neighbors, and naps in the afternoon sun. Not once has he counted calories. But he's never missed a walk, never held on to anger, never eaten in a rush. What do they all have in common? They eat simply but mindfully. Leafy greens, berries, nuts, whole grains, fish. Food that nourishes the heart and keeps arteries clean. No ultra-processed snacks, no late-night heavy meals. They move their bodies every single day, walking, stretching, gardening, dancing. Not to lose weight, but to keep the rhythm of life flowing through them. They manage emotions, not just symptoms. They don't suppress sadness, they express it. They don't live in bitterness, they let things go. They stay connected to their children, friends, and memories. They sleep well, laugh often, and stay curious. They take naps without guilt. They laugh at their own mistakes. They wake up excited to do something, even if it's just watering plants. They don't chase youth. They nurture peace. And their hearts respond by staying strong. These people are not exceptions to the rule. They're proof that the rule is simple. Care for your heart, and it will care for you. Heart-healthy habits, what you can start today. You don't need a personal trainer, a fancy diet, or a medical degree to take care of your heart. You just need to begin with small, steady choices that say to your body, "I want you to stay." The people who live longest don't do extreme things. They do simple things, consistently, and so can you. 1. Eat with kindness, not restriction. Your heart loves what the earth gives: colorful vegetables, berries, nuts, beans, fish, olive oil. Replace salt with herbs and sugar with fruit. Eat slowly, chew fully, feel gratitude. If it grows from the ground or swims in the sea, it's likely good for me. 2. Move like life depends on it, because it does. Just 30 minutes of walking a day can cut your risk of heart disease dramatically. You don't need the gym, you need motion. Stretch in the morning, dance in the kitchen, take stairs, garden, sweep the floor. Your heart is a muscle. It grows stronger when you ask it to show up. 3. Breathe on purpose. Slow, mindful breathing calms your nervous system and lowers blood pressure. Try the 4-4-4-4 method. Inhale 4 seconds, hold 4, exhale 4, hold 4. When you breathe deeply, you tell your heart, you are safe. 4. Sleep as if it's medicine. Your heart repairs itself while you sleep. Aim for 7 to 9 hours of restful sleep. No screens before bed. Dim lights, soothing music, a warm bath. Good sleep is not a luxury. It's your heart's night shift. 5. Connect to live longer. Call someone you love. Laugh, hug, share a memory. The heart responds to love with strength, and loneliness with stress. A heart surrounded by warmth beats longer and stronger. You don't have to change everything. Just start somewhere. One habit, one day, one walk, one apple, one deep breath. And then tomorrow, do it again. Because your heart isn't just asking for help. It's waiting to help you live longer, deeper, fuller. Maybe you're 65 and wondering if it's too late. Maybe you've had some scares, some regrets, some years you wish you could take back. But hear this truly. Your heart hasn't given up on you. It's still beating. Right now. For you. Every beat is a second chance. You don't need to rewind your whole life. You just need to start showing up today, with love, patience, and care for the one thing that's been with you through it all. Your heart. Because this isn't just about adding years to your life. It's about adding life to your years. So eat that fresh salad. Take that slow walk. Laugh with an old friend. Close your eyes, breathe deeply, and say, "Thank you, heart. I'm ready to take better care of you now." You don't need perfection. You need intention. And when your heart feels that shift, even the smallest one, it responds. Not just by keeping you alive, but by helping you live. And maybe, just maybe, carry you to 90 and beyond.